short presentation is to highlight the issues related to employability and to the scope of enlarging one's repertoire of skills in terms of finding a career rather than a job. Obviously, that is something which is quite of the past, and obviously excelling in that career. Right? And I want to make a distinction between a job and a career. Most people have jobs, right? And jobs are very much defined by job descriptions. There are boundaries, what you should do and what you shouldn't do, what you're expected to do and what you're not expected to do. And a career is a bit different. A career is a collection of possibly different jobs which one provides in terms of new opportunities. One looks at new opportunities and enlarges the role space, what I call the role space, you know, of your tasks. And in fact, this is one of the issues even internally in companies themselves. There is this kind of issue of how much are employees expected to expand their role space. So basically every person becomes kind of an entrepreneur within the organization itself. And this is obviously how the new world of work is moving. And therefore, the word rather than job security, right, and job retention is nowadays has been substituted by the word employability. Okay, because of the many job mobility experiences that there are, also because of the increased knowledge by employees, which makes them competitive. It's not anymore a power difference relationship. In the past, it was I'm the boss and you're the employee. Nowadays, it's a bit different. Nowadays, the employee, right, by gaining knowledge, not just vertical knowledge, so it's not just a specialization in what he is good at, but also horizontal knowledge, therefore gaining new competences in areas which he or she was not originally trained. So, for instance, doctors managing hospitals, obviously they need to know something about health management. They need to know something about marketing, no? Especially in private hospitals. So nowadays, the issue of employability means that people have to enlarge their role space, right, rather than restrict it. Okay? There are obviously some assumptions, and these assumptions are quite popular, unfortunately, with the younger generation. For instance, it is assumed that the more certificates one has, the better are your chances of employment. Now, obviously, that is an assumption. We know this even from statistics. Why? Because people who gain qualifications do not necessarily become employed. Right? And we have lots and lots of evidence about this. I mean, if you look at Europe, for instance, or a country like Italy, the problem in Italy is that most graduates don't have employment. Okay? And one of the realities is that it's not about gaining qualifications that counts, but it's what you do with your qualification. Right? The past it was, if you have a qualification, you are secured and you get a job. Nowadays it's a bit different. So many people have a qualification. That is, how do I utilize that qualification, right, to make that leap and become more, I would like to say, sellable in the labor market. Okay? So that's the first thing. Secondly, it is assumed that bright people are destined for the best jobs, whereas those less bright are destined for the lower level jobs. Now, what we mean by bright has always been related to formal education. Okay? So persons who do well at school, right, are often considered and assumed that they will be better employees or have better opportunities as in their careers. Again, in reality, you will find that most entrepreneurs, okay, were not bright in the formal education, but they were very bright in what we call social intelligence, right? Therefore, their ability to identify opportunities, to put in resources, enough resources to manage those opportunities and to make it grow. I would say that we are trying to address this issue. So nowadays, a lot of the educational systems, not just local but even Europe-wide, are focusing very much on the holistic education of the child. Okay? So it's not anymore looking at your ability to read and write, but also your ability to think creatively, to think